People are the reason that I'm standing here today. People and the connections in my relationships are the reason why we now have 1,300 to 1,400 people at this conference today. Why I'm getting on a plane to India on Thursday night to run the same kind of conference just for BAs in Pune and Bangalore next week, 2 days each. And the reason why Amy is off to Sydney and Melbourne and Perth 4 or 5 weeks from now to run BA World Australia in 3 different locations. The relationships in our life are the most important thing. Bottom line, folks, and I can tell you he's going gray fast. You get to retirement, when you're through retirement and you're 80 and you're 90, it doesn't matter how much money you have in the world. It all comes down to who's sitting beside you at the bed, holding your hand, or who's with you for those last numbers of years. That's in the end, and that's the depressing side. But the big and good news is that for all of us, it's the people in our lives that are also most important. Our loved ones, our family, of course, our friends, and the people we work with. That's why I put this together. And when it dawned on me that the relationships were so important to us, I called it, and of course it was a book and it was a conference, and typical me, my wife says, David, stop with the invention stuff. Just do what you originally claimed to do, which was talk to people about relationships. The book was going to be called Relationship Portfolio Management. Because my theory back then, and it still is today, is we should be looking at our relationships in our lives as a portfolio. How many people here have a portfolio of investments? Duh, you should all be putting your hand up. How many people here employ an organization or a human being or a few people to manage that portfolio? I do. Oh yeah, we got mutual fund companies and we got investment and advisors and we got the banks and people we can walk and talk to. We spend so much time, we actually spend money. Have you ever calculated how much money we spend on managing our financial portfolios? If we go back to my original theory, which is it doesn't matter how much money you've got, the people in your life are what counts. Why aren't we spending time and money managing our portfolio of relationships? So my theory today to you is let's look at our relationships in our lives. We'll call them connections, but let's look at our connections and our relationships and think about this portfolio. Think about the ways we can look at our financial portfolio, take it right back to your people portfolio. I've got long-term holds and I've got short-term holds. I got some penny stocks, penny people. You meet people very briefly, in and out. You're traveling around the world, you sit beside a bus, you have a 5-10 minute conversation. Gone. You got people that come into your life right side level, you had no idea, and they're with you for 20 and 30 years. You marry one of them. That's even longer. You give birth to some of them, they come into your life for many, many, many years. So these relationships, family included, are so important. And my idea today to you is think about these relationships as a portfolio. Discuss with your partner or yourself. Do an analysis throughout your lives or your lives together or your life about your relationships. Who are they? Where are they? And we'll talk about that today. So leaving this room today, I'm hoping you'll take a little bit of a different spin on the people in your life. Not they're all great. We'll even talk about some excess baggage today. We'll talk about some of the ugly relationships. That's where I have most difficulty. But I want to talk about not only recognizing the relationships, but gaining new relationships or connections. How do we do that? I have fun doing that. That networking thing is a bit fun. But we'll also talk about how to, on an ongoing basis, how to manage those relationships.